Hey everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina. Today we're going to be making a card using the Art Philosophy Cricut Cartridge bundle. I got this from Melanie over at Courtney Lane Designs. She had sent this to me a while ago and I did a couple videos on it already, so I'll link those in my blog post, and I'll put a link to my blog post in the description of this video if you're over on YouTube. And it's really fun to play with. I picked up from Melanie's site another stamp set. It's called Winter, and it has these snowflakes on it. So I'm going to make a card using the Cricut cartridge and the snowflake stamp set here. So let's get started. First, I designed this on my Gypsy, so I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. I use, like I said, the Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge, so I'm just going to click on my keypad, and I already have my cartridge selected. And this stamp set already tells you that you're to cut this out, and you might not be able to see it really well, at 3 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my snowflake, and that's just by hitting the shift key right here. And we're going to use the snowflake that's right here. So I'll add that to my mat. I'm going to change the height on this to 3 1/4, which is 3.25, and select OK. So I'm just going to leave it just like that and put it right down here in the corner. And I'm going to tap anywhere on my screen to get my cursor so it's not selecting the snowflake. When it's selected, it's blue. So I'm just going to tap on the screen. I'm going to hit the little keypad down on the bottom again. And this time I'm going to use a card shape. So I'm going to select the card key, turn off my shift key, and I'm going to use, I think it was this one I picked. So it's the third one, first one in the third row. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to my mat. And for this one, what I did is I took my snowflake and kind of put it here in the center, and then took my scallop shaped card here and just went ahead and sized it up just using the little up and down arrows right here. So I did it about 4 1/4. So I'll just tap on my height and type 4.25 for 4 1/4. And that kind of was a nice size for the snowflake. And then what I did is I found a circle shape, and bear with me 1 second while I find, oh, it's actually right here on the main keypad, is I'm going to first tap on my keypad and select anywhere on my mat, add my circle. And for this one what I did was I just took it, put it right in the middle of my card and snowflake, and again use the up and down arrows to size it. And for this one it was about 3.47, which is almost 3.5 inches. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit right here. So I have my circle, and you can see it fits nicely in that scallop. And then I can't really select my snowflake right now because I have everything on top of it, but that fits very nicely in the center of that. So I have this all cut out and we're ready to go. Okay, so I have my scallop card, and I already went ahead and folded it. So it's already perfectly folded and lines up nicely. So then I have my circle. This is the one that I cut out at 3.47. That's going to go right in the center of my card. And then I have my snowflake, which is cut out at 3 1/4. So what I'm going to do is, I have had the stamp press, the Fisker stamp press, for a long time. I had a very big one, and I was cleaning out some of my stuff, and I found that I have a smaller one. So I wanted to try it with stamping and doing die cuts at the same time. So, and I know Jennifer McGuire uses this all the time. So I thought I would give it a try and see how it works with lining up and stuff, because I'm kind of bad at eyeballing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right in the center of my stamp press, and I'm going to use some brown sugar Jenny Bolin ink, and I'm going to ink up my snowflake. And then I'm just going to go ahead, and what I like about this is that I can kind of wiggle it a little bit and adjust it, but the foam really helps get it so I know I'm stamping right in the right spot. So this really works very well. So there we go. I think that's pretty good for, usually for me eyeballing, I usually do a pretty bad job. So So I'm just going to clean off this stamp, and I just use baby wipes to clean my stamp, and I make sure there's no alcohol in them. Now for this stamp set, what I also like is that there's other shapes, and this snowflake shape coordinates beautifully with this one. So what we're going to do is take this stamp, put it on my block. I'm going to close up my other ink pad here. And then I'm going to take some peeled paint distress ink and ink up that snowflake image. And then what we're going to do is line that up right on that shape that we cut out. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this up. And it's going to be pretty dark at first, the green, but it is going to lighten up as it dries. So I'm pretty impressed with how good I can line up using the Fiskars stamp press. So I'm going to let that dry for a couple seconds and start going ahead and putting my card base together. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this directly down to my card base. I'm going to use my ATG. The paper that I'm using is from, let me see what stamp pad that is. You know, I don't have the paper pad right here, but I'll link to that as well as on my blog. But it does have little sayings and stuff on it, so I'm just going to make sure that is going straight across my card so it's not like upside down or crooked or anything like that. So that's going to get centered right there. My snowflake will go right in the center of that. And before I put this down, I went ahead, when I ordered my stamp set, I also ordered some of this really beautiful thick ribbon. I'm not sure what the dimensions of this. It's 5 yards, and I don't have my ruler right here, but let me see. Looks like it's about 1.5 inches. I love this ribbon. It's really cool. It's from, again, close to my heart. When I ordered my other stamp set that coordinates with the Art Philosophy bundle, I also ordered that. So I went ahead and just tied a little bow, and I'm going to glue dot that right to the center. Now this is going to make my card kind of bulky, but I'm not really worried because I'm going to end up giving this to a family member, which, you know, will be right with their gift and stuff. So I'm not really worried about mailing and stuff like that. So I'm just going to grab my glue dots, and I'll adhere this down. Now these are my mini glue dots. I probably could have used my bigger ones, but I'll just use a whole bunch of these. And I'll put this right on the top of my card, just like that. Okay, so I found my dimensionals. I couldn't find them. I'm just going to go ahead and stick a couple of these on the back. And I know I go crazy with dimensionals and adhesive, and it's only because I don't want my card or anything to fall apart. So I just put a whole bunch of those in the back, and then I'll center this right on the center of my card. Just like that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I have some of these little brown pearls, and these are Chocolate Delight. They're by Queen & Company. I've had them for quite some time. I'm not even sure where I got them. But I'm just going to take them and stick those in a couple different spots here on my card. Okay, so I added all of my pearls. I'm just going to put one more right here, and then I think I'm going to take one of the bigger ones that are on here and stick it right in the center. And that'll be our card for today. So there we go. That's what the card looks like finished. Thanks for watching another episode, and I'll see you next time.